After the greatest deception in history is destroyed, the greatest destruction is unleashed. There is a hidden nation is already moving, one that no modern map shows and no satellite can detect. They are not aliens, not jinn. They are human beings, and for thousands of years, they have been digging behind a massive wall of iron and copper, waiting for the command to break free. In the next few minutes, we're going to map out the complete, terrifying reality of Yajuj and Majuj, the exact engineering behind Dhul Qarnayn's wall, the hidden geological locations where they might be trapped right now, and exactly what happens to the earth the moment they finally break through. The words Yajuj and Majuj appears twice in the Quran, once in Surah Al-Kahf, once in Surah Al-Anbiya. Prophet, peace be upon him, confirmed their lineage. They descend from Japheth, the son of Nuh alayhi as-salam. He also described them physically: broad faces, small eyes, reddish hair, faces like shields that have been hammered flat. Now here's the question: are they a specific nation today? A modern power? Have they already been released? Let me be honest with you, the Quran and authenticated hadith confirm 4 things about them. They are human, they are from the lineage of Nuh alayhi as-salam, they are physically sealed away from mankind. And the question of whether they've been released, that has one answer, and it's in Sahih Muslim 2937. Their mass emergence is placed explicitly after the descent of Isa alayhi as-salam and after the killing of the Dajjal, 2 events that have not happened. So who built that wall and how? This is in Surah Al-Kahf, chapter 18. The Jews sent a delegation to test the Prophet, peace be upon him. Ask him about Dhul Qarnayn, they said. If he knows, he might be a prophet. Allah answered in the Quran itself. Dhul Qarnayn was a just ruler, given authority across the earth. He made 3 journeys, west, east, and then toward 2 mountains. At those mountains, he found people who could barely communicate with him, but they managed to tell him something. 2 tribes, Yajuj and Majuj, raid us. They come down and destroy everything. We cannot stop them. They offered him money to build a barrier. He refused. He said, "What my Lord has given me is better, but bring me your workers." He stacked iron blocks between the 2 mountains, then poured molten copper over them, creating a surface you cannot climb, a density you cannot pierce. The Quran says, they could not scale it, nor could they dig through it. Then Dhul Qarnayn said something worth stopping on. "This is a mercy from my Lord, but when the promise of my Lord comes, he will level it to the ground, and the promise of my Lord is always true. He built it knowing it was temporary. He didn't build it hoping it would last forever. He built it in complete acceptance of how it ends." Now, where is this wall today? Scholars have proposed 4 locations. 1. The Darial Gorge in the Caucasus. 2. The Derbent Wall in Dagestan, Russia, still standing up to 20 meters high. 3. The Zungarian Gate between Kazakhstan and China. 4th, the Great Wall of China, but that fails immediately. The Quran specifies iron and copper. The Great Wall is neither. The honest answer is that the location is part of the unseen. Allah chose not to tell us, and demanding certainty where He chose not to give it is its own test. What we do know is what is happening behind it. Now let's look at what is happening behind that iron wall. Right now, every single day, Yajuj and Majuj dig. Prophet, peace be upon him, told us this. They dig until they can almost see sunlight through the other side. Their leader says, "Stop. Go back. We will finish tomorrow." They return the next day. The wall is fully restored, as if they never touched it. This has been happening every day for thousands of years. So what finally allows them to break through after centuries of failure? 2 words. Every day they say we will finish tomorrow. And every single night the wall is rebuilt, because they never acknowledged who controls tomorrow. But one day, their leader adds 2 words. Inshallah. That night, the wall will not be restored. The next morning, they break through. Never say of anything, "I will do that tomorrow," except if Allah wills. The most powerful force in human history was not held back by iron and copper. It was held back by the absence of 2 words. And now you might be asking, does saying Inshallah mean they believe in Allah? That question has an answer most people find unsettling. Drop it in the comments. I want to see what you think. Before the release, you need the order clear, because this is where most of the debate lives. Imam Mahdi rises, the Dajjal emerges, the Great War. Then Isa alayhi as-salam descends near Damascus. He prays behind the Mahdi. He pursues the Dajjal to Bab al-Lud, a real place in occupied Palestine, where Ben Gurion Airport stands today. The Prophet, peace be upon him, named this location 1,400 years ago. Isa alayhi salam kills the Dajjal. The world exhales. People think the worst is over. Then Allah sends a message, "I have released a people. No one can face them. Take the believers to safety." Even Isa alayhi salam, the man who just killed the Dajjal, is told, "Do not engage them." Why? We'll get there. But first, what happens when they come out? Surah Al-Anbiya, verse 96. When Yajuj and Majuj are let loose, they swarm from every high ground. Not march, swarm. Like water through a broken dam, over everything, filling every space, impossible to stop. Their first wave reaches the Sea of Galilee. They drink it completely dry. The last of them arrive. The basin is empty, cracked earth, and the last one says, there used to be water here. Isa alayhi salam leads the believers to Mount Tur. They're surrounded, no way down. Food runs out. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said, an ox's head will become worth 100 gold dinars. And then Yajuj and Majuj take the earth. Nothing is left. So they point their weapons at the sky. They shoot arrows upward. Allah returns those arrows stained with blood, and they declare, we have defeated the people of the heavens too. This is the peak of their arrogance, and it is precisely here that Allah moves. Isa alayhi salam does not call an army. He raises his hands. That is the entire response to the greatest force in human history. Dua. Allah sends a nagaf, worms small enough to live in the nose of a camel, sent to the necks of every single one of them, and they all die at once, like the death of one soul. No human power ended them, no army, no weapon, no strategy, only Allah, directly. And now here is the part almost no video has ever covered. The Prophet, peace be upon him, did not stop there. The earth is covered in their bodies. Not a single space is empty. The stench is unbearable. Disease spreads. The believers on the mountain can't even come down. Isa alayhi salam raises his hands again. Allah sends birds with necks like Bactrian camels, and they carry everybody away, casting them into the sea. The earth is cleared. Then Allah sends rain. It washes the earth. Then Allah commands the earth, bring forth your blessing. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said malice will be removed from the hearts of men. No hatred, no fear, no envy between any living thing. For a period, only Allah knows how long, the earth becomes what it was always meant to be. So what do you do with all of this? 3 things. First, Yajuj and Majuj failed every single day for thousands of years. Not because the wall was unbreakable, because 2 words were missing. How seriously do you say, Inshallah? Not as a habit, but as a real acknowledgement that your tomorrow is not yours to control. Second, Isa alayhi salam had no weapons against Yajuj and Majuj, only dua. And it was enough. The next time you feel completely powerless, you have to strengthen your dua. Third, this story does not end in destruction. It ends in a mirrored earth, in abundance, in hearts without malice. Every act of devastation in this narrative is followed by restoration. That is not a coincidence. That is who Allah is. The promise of my Lord is always true. Share this with one person tonight. And if you haven't watched the Dajjal video yet, that is where this sequence begins. Watch it here.